+65 will show you the view, making your dreams of a home come true. Call us now, don't hesitate. Just dial 876-16867. +65 will show you the view, making the dreams of a home come true. Call us now, don't hesitate. Just dial 876-16867.
This episode is brought to you by Team +65.
Interesting. Wait, you didn't go to work elsewhere?
No. Back then,
So you've never worked before?
I've never worked for anyone before. Yeah,
Really? At all?
at all. I started with my own business. I started with, I think just only businesses.
So you don't know how does it feel like working for someone?
No.
Right. Macam cerita Haris Haris tak mau work.
Yeah.
day.
We also have a guest.
One of the
who
guests,
probably didn't have a chance to work for someone because I think opportunity just hit him hard. Okay, I have to go for entrepreneurship.
Yes, correct.
For those who know me, even my parents, right? I've never once said I want to make a business. I want to start doing a business. It's something like literally just
Accident.
happened.
fall in and happen. Exactly. Right. So dropshipping wasn't something that I intended to do. It was just something that why not? Like
Is it through YouTube video or something like that?
I was looking at YouTube videos, correct? Yeah. Back then there was certain guys. I don't think they're still active now, right? But they make a lot of money. Back then, nobody really knows what AliExpress.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
nobody actually knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very easy to mark up on things.
Yes.
Right, just put the
I
story.
remember they like buy from eBay and then sell on Amazon or something like that.
Same thing.
Yeah, same
So
concept.
I started the eBay account. I started Lazada account. Yeah, and this. Right. The other one I like to sell was actually these slippers. When you use it at home. So there's Pokemon, Unicorn. The kids get intrigued. The girls. So I just started to understand that anything you buy on impulse and emotions, right, sell very well.
Yep.
So that's why I niched down to pets after that.
Wow.
See, your learning of Facebook ads journey, right, is very similar to mine because I did the same thing. But we didn't go with AliExpress or Alibaba. It's because when we went to KL, we managed to find the manufacturer who sells, who create the, have you guys heard of salt lamp before?
Oh yeah.
You know that salt lamp, right?
Yeah.
So what?
Like a rock like that, right?
Yeah, so that thing cost like extremely cheap in Singapore dollar, like about $2 or $3. And then if you go to Chinatown, these people are selling for about $90, $120, $150.
It looks expensive, I can't deny lah.
So what I
with
did
the
was
lights.
I created that website already, right? And then what we did was we cut the market. It was very ruthless. So if you go to Carousel right now and go and search for salt lamps, they are all selling for $30 because around 10 years ago, around 12 years
People know
ago,
already,
Spoil the market.
we spoiled the market.
Ayo.
And what happened was when we did the Facebook ads, right, we get people ordering 4, 8, 13
Shiok,
at one point,
Profit
one
margin.
customer buying like 13 and so on.
Margins.
So then I was like, okay, Facebook ads work. You just need to know your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing about dropshipping. I think I never done dropshipping before, but by the way I see it, right, my brother have tried before. You need to find a good winning product.
The product is important.
Research phase needs to be solid. If you do it wrong, this part, the rest will be just
Exactly. It needs to be intriguing.
Yeah.
And it needs to be something that it can be a novelty item.
Yeah.
Right? But it's something that is intriguing enough to people like go, wow, what's this?
One thing I saw is like a toilet paper of Donald Trump's face. Yeah, then people selling it. Yeah, because they don't like Donald Trump, right? They just wipe their ass with the. Really, if there's Netanyahu toilet paper, I will use. But I never clean my butt using tissue, guys. So, so it's not relevant. Okay, cool. So you went to learn about funnels after that.
Yeah, I learned about funnels because at first I didn't understand what this funnel was. I see these cone things like, what is this? They say in sales, in online marketing, you need to have funnels.
Right.
It didn't click for a very long time, right? You didn't understand what this funnels is because back then people wasn't very readily sharing information.
Yeah.
They want you to join a mastermind, join the group.
After you
then
pay
they will
thousands
tell
of
you,
dollars.
yes, thousands back then.
Yeah.
Then they will actually teach you, right?
Like 20,000.
Yeah,
It's expensive.
mastermind group was like what 10,000 minimum
Yes.
usually.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand. So I was like, okay, let's learn from scratch. So that's why I delve into Facebook marketing. I delve into the other parts. I found out about Google Ads. I found out about SEO. I found out about websites. Right? Then you start to understand one by one. My first website was rubbish.
Is it from
Everybody's first
WordPress?
website was rubbish. You think it's good? No, right? That is rubbish.
WordPress.
Yes, WordPress, correct. WordPress also template.
Right. Astra team.
I think I bought it from Envato or something.
Envato, Elements, all
Yeah,
this.
correct.
Kod Canyon lah.
But you have to do what you have to do, right? But you don't understand, okay, what is the hero section, right? Why is this section? Why is there always a testimonial section?
Yeah.
You don't get it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
you
just
actually
follow only.
again and again. Yeah, you mimic.
Mimic.
Right? You go to the best websites. I used to follow this website. They sell Harry Potter wands.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Literally just wands and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yeah.
But that one is fake lah.
Fake lah, basically from Alibaba Express. Alibaba. Friday Express.
Right.
Right? They make a lot of money. So just emulate. Like, why does it work? Right? Then you start to listen to. Back then wasn't known as podcast. Interview sessions on YouTube.
Yeah.
Then you start to pick things out from there. Right? It wasn't concrete, but it was a start.
Right. You learn from Russell Brunson?
Russell Brunson, I didn't hear till I think a year later or 2 years later.
Because he's like the main
guru,
The main for funnels, yeah.
right?
He's the one that went against you don't need a website, you just need funnels.
Yeah, he even have a lender, with a coffin, and then on top of the coffin is websites.
Yeah, I still remember. Yes. I
The
still
video.
remember back then.
Yeah.
So how do you explain funnels to those who don't understand what?
Layman term, pakcik
Layman
makcik.
term.
Pada boleh jawab lah. But I want you to answer.
Funnel tu apa nak?
So I don't thought about explaining it to layman. Like usually it's either business owners, right?
Yeah.
But if I were to explain it in a very simplistic way, right? Funnels is just about understanding that people don't buy right away.
Okay.
There is a cycle to it. Just like I go to you and say, buy this cancer medicine, and you don't have cancer, so why buy it? Right? So basically you understand the before, during, and after a buying process. Yeah, it's actually a process of how people buy.
Yeah.
It goes a lot of things inside. Right? That's how I always tell people funnel is about just understanding what people need to know before they know you, and during the presence of knowing you, what do they need to know in order to buy from you. That's in the simplistic way of a makcik and pakcik lah.
right. Because truth be told, many business owners don't know about funnels.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
They heard about it, but they don't seem to want to have interest.
Now, sometimes they know about it, but because they don't hear it often enough that they don't even practice it, and then they forget about it until they hear this episode.
Yeah. So guys, I hope this episode can be of a learning factor, especially in terms of funnels, because if you are a business owner or aspiring to be one, learn about funnels, because based on what Amin mentioned, it explore him learning about other digital marketing efforts like Google Ads, SEO, Facebook Ads.
Yeah.
How about Pinterest? All these things.
Oh, Pinterest was also something big back
it
then.
was big, right?
I was also saying the same thing.
yes.
Yes.
So
Pinterest.
like in this current age, like podcast is here. That's why we are here today. And yeah, funnels, guys. If you want learn more, you just subscribe to Mulakan. Okay. So back to
This episode is brought to you not by Mulakan. Go and listen back the start. The episode sponsor.
Hopefully this is sponsored lah. But yeah, we haven't planned on that yet. So back to learning funnels. Probably you can give us an example of one typical client funnel from the top to the bottom.
Okay. Put it this way, let's say, okay, this one not created, just give me product service.
Service.
Okay.
Let's go with service.
So let's say mid agency, okay?
Okay, mid agency, let's go with that.
Right? So when you have a funnel, you have to understand, right? When you have a funnel, it's always inverted this way. And there's a reason why there's always bigger and smaller here. You always hear about, the funnel when you learn in science, that it drips, right? There's always a high volume after that it drips, very little. And you need to understand, first and foremost, you can never sell to everybody. As much as you want everybody to buy from you, nobody will buy from you if you speak to everyone.
Yep.
So that's one thing I learned about marketing is for thought of funnel, right? If you try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Right? So mid agency itself. Are you speaking to someone who is not looking for mid agency? No, certainly not, right? So when it comes to thought of the funnel, people who are thinking about getting a meet.
Thinking,
Thinking. They haven't executed an action yet, but thinking about a meet, finding out information about a meet, right? Costs, pros and cons, scandals or not scandals, right?
Stories.
Stories,
Yeah.
information,
Mid-running away, what should I
educational.
do?
Exactly. From where are they from, that kind of things, right? I mean, they haven't executed it, but they have interest in finding out information. That's usually the first step. You don't commit to something without finding information first.
Of course.
Right? So these people are all out in the internet, let's say, right? On the ground. How do you call them out? Hey, people looking for meat. Right? So if I'm someone looking for meat, I would start to turn around. So in the pasar malam, noisy street, everybody just walking and walking. Hey, people looking for mates. Those who are looking will turn around.
Return, yeah.
Exactly. Just like if I go into pasar malam, somebody say, hey, Hanafi. Hanafi will turn around. Will I turn around? No, I'm not Hanafi.
If there's 10 Hanafis there,
All the Hanafis will
turn
turn around. Common name, Lukman. All the Lukman will turn around.
Muhammad.
Muhammad will turn around.
Siti. Okay, so yeah, understand. That's the probably the top of the funnel.
Top of the funnel, right? So you start from the top of the funnel. So
Tofu.
when you learn about funnels, you start when you are more fluid in understanding funnels, right? You start to understand the different funnels.
Yeah.
So I just put it very simply for the sake of viewers not to get confused. Just learn about three things: top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel.
Tofu,
Right?
mofu, and bofu.
Bofu. Hungry. Okay. So like I said just now, so people who are thinking about it, they are not materializing any of the actions yet. If you call them out, they will start to become top of the funnel. Right? Because you call them out, let's say from your ads, right? From a video, from TV, from internet, a brochure, a billboard, that can be your first touch point.
Okay.
Right? So people who haven't heard about you but are interested in something that you have to sell due to a problem that you hook them with, then things you should know about hiring Indonesians as a mate.
Interesting.
Right? Indonesians versus Filipino mates. See?
This is
The
middle
deliberating.
funnel?
Top of the funnel. So these are top of the funnel.
Okay, top
Right?
of the funnel. Okay.
So when
Like those videos that I do, the reels, that's like the top for the funnel.
Top of the funnel.
It's not meant for them to convert.
Yeah.
it's
So it-
information,
Yeah, it's just information. So it makes no sense. Like for example, like clients asking me, like,
What's the
how many
ROI,
how
right?
many clients can I get from doing videos from you?
Yeah,
they're
they
not
don't
supposed to
understand.
do that. Yeah, so
Yes,
that is
exactly.
the top of the funnel.
Yeah.
Right. So that's basically actually this will answer this question, which is supposed to be in the second half of the podcast, which is what do I do all the marketing? And what's the process? Like,
Okay.
so technically, like whatever we are talking, right? That's
Yeah, exactly,
funneling and
exactly.
everything is
It's covering.
I will
most of
cover
the
two
thing.
sections. One specific for mates, and one where you talk about all the marketing in general.
Yeah.
So we go back to a bit of mates, right? So once you have top of the funnel, they are researching around information, right? So what's the difference between top and the middle of the funnel? Messaging and the kind of people. People in the bottom of the funnel have heard about the problem. They have heard from who it came from. Maybe if you're the one trying to market it out, so I heard from Hanafi, right? They are talking about Filipino mates versus Indonesian mates. You know who is it from, right? So for people who have intent to actually get a mate, they've heard about Hanafi, right? But it's not enough touch points and it's not enough meat and materials, right, for them to proceed further. So I always tell people, when you start to understand middle of the funnel, right, and bottom of the funnels, you always need to understand three things that every human that considers to buy anything will go through. They
What
will
are
have
they?
objections, they have risk issues, and they have trust issues, right? So I heard about Hanafi selling maid agency services, but why should I be listening from him? See, so I need to cater to the different objections, the trust issues, and the risk issues.
Okay.
Right? The biggest actually your objections are actually understanding what's stopping them from becoming your client. Right? And you need to be addressing it in the middle of the funnel. So middle of the funnel is also known as the consideration phase.
Okay.
Right? So people are considering, they know that I have the problem and they know these are the people I can go to for the service as a solution. But why should I buy from Hanafi and not Nazrin or me? What makes you different? What did you say? What should you be saying? Right? What are you addressing as a concern, as an objection? Right? So if I know that he addresses my concern, he has no trust issues, meaning I've seen what other people talk about him. I've seen him appearing in Surya, let's say, or in newspaper, testimonials, or UGCs.
Yeah. And you happen to know that all the mates that I have are all well trained and good.
Yeah, exactly.
And then now
certified,
yeah.
right? There's no bad reviews and kind of things. So the next step is to move forward to bottom of the funnel. So how much is it? Right? Any discount? Oh, buy 1 mate, get 1 mate free.
Like he or she is ready to buy already. Ready to transact already, right?
Exactly.
Okay lah, we open one mate agency. Mate from heaven.
Oh, mate dari syurga.
That's a good wordplay.
Right. So basically, for anybody that they want to learn about funnels, right? It's about learning top, middle, and bottom. The messaging needs to be
Different, right?
different.
From top to middle
Top is
to
different,
bottom.
right? If you try to straight away, like I said, go to a person, say, buy this medicine. They'll say like, what?
Why? Yeah,
Why?
I'm not sick or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But let's say if you're sick, right? And in the top of the funnel, you create that attention to stop the person. Hey. After that, you talk about the problem. Hey, it seems like your eyes is a little bit watery, right? You seem sick. You're sneezing. This is one of the solutions that you can buy.
Yeah.
And this is why you should buy from me. This is what other people say, right? These are, if anything happens to you, right? I will guarantee you'll get your money back if you don't recover within a day.
Wow, trust
See?
really.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
guarantees, right?
doctors are the best. The funnel is made for them already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just go there and get the prescription, get your medicine, you leave, right?
Yeah, basically like when you go to a doctor also, it's actually a funnel of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just straight away give you a medicine. Imagine you come to the door and they just straight away say antibiotics. Surgery.
Yeah. You must go through the whole thing, the whole
No, I
process.
was like-
register, consultation.
Exactly. They
Right.
need to diagnose, right?
Yeah.
So what are your symptoms? They don't say, so you come in for fever, the next thing they want to cut you open.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense, right?
I was like imagining, right, a doctor clinic and suddenly got one vending machine without any consultation.
Just buy.
Buy
Choose whatever you feel like. Buy.
Go to get things lah. But I think if there's a choice, I think they will have.
Right, shortcut the process.
Yeah,
No
shortcut.
need to consult.
Yeah. You become your own doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like one of the teleconsult, issues these days. But yeah, I understand that's probably like a user journey.
User journey,
Understanding how.
Speaking of user journey, what about this questionnaires question? What would the process be like for you, Nazrin?
Oh, which one?
Like, what are the marketing? Which marketing should I use? Right? And what's the process like?
Right. So
Right, because now at least we've already addressed that any kind of marketing we need a funnel, right? So I mean I'm glad that there's the three of us. We do like different things, right?
Yeah,
I do reels. Nazrin has a system that helps you accumulate, get the leads, and then there's Amin here who is getting the leads for you through the door, and then I think in a way we kind of like answer that question by itself, right?
yeah, you answer yourselves, right?
Right. But what would you do?
This podcast is brought to you by Team PSF. If you guys have any property matters, you can contact them at Wanti.
87616867.
Okay, so today we're gonna ask Wanti about one of her most interesting client. Can you share with our listeners the most interesting client that you actually have in your past 4 years of?
Okay. Recent case is a referral case. So this case is unique because the challenges that I face with this transaction, even some of my leaders and mentors have not experienced it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, this client of mine, the house was so-called inherited lah. That means grandfather pass away, give to father, mother. Father pass away, then his mother mother took over. Then actually mother also got put 2 daughters' name inside.
Okay. Is this a
Okay.
private property or?
No, this is a HDB.
Okay.
HDB 4-room flat. Okay. So technically when they approached me to sell the house, okay, because mother is sick, she's already bedridden and all that. So they need, they want to cash out. They want to encash the unit and then they want to move to a smaller flat for medical purposes. So I said, okay, I took the case. So when I did the intent to sell, so there were 3 owners, right, indicated there. Okay, sui lah, nothing lah, all 3 owners. So already open OTP.
Wait, just now you mentioned there's 3 owners.
Yeah, so mother and 2 daughters.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Mother and two daughters.
Were
It's not
listed-
the.
No,
It's not the
so
deceased.
no more already lah. The deceased really all
Yeah.
already done lah.
Yep.
Considered that the administrative part all done
Yeah.
back then in the past. So when I came in, already mother and two daughters as owners.
Uh-huh.
So then what happened was, it's just like something moved me to ask me to check title deed, because they said the house is fully paid lah. So when the house is fully paid, HDB will give you a title deed lah.
Yeah.
Okay, or they call it the duplicate lease agreement. Okay, so something just in me said that, want to check on this.
Yeah.
So I realized that it was missing.
Okay.
So when you lose a title deed, if it's missing, you have to engage a lawyer, to get a duplicate lease. But that house already have buyer.
Okay.
So I managed to get a buyer after a couple of months marketing lah. So already open OTP, and then at the same time I said, duplicate lease missing, so let's help you engage a lawyer to get this replaced lah.
Yeah.
So when after that the law firm called me, also like in a panicky voice, and said, you should not keep asking me the same question. How the mother and the two daughters get the house and all that. And then SLA came back with a response saying that there's only one owner listed in the title deed instead of the 3 owners in HDB.
Uh-huh.
So I got stuck there lah. I didn't know what to do because first time, right? So contact leaders and ask for advice and all that. So they say have to throw back this case to HDB lah, because it's really not your fault, what?
Yes.
It's not my fault that HDB say 3 owner, SLA say 1 owner. So who's right, who's wrong? So which am I to follow? But my OTP already put 3 owner names.
Okay.
But SLA say 1 owner. And at the end, after ping pong back and forth with all the various departments, so they said that, okay, you do not have to cancel the case. Okay, the sale still proceed.
Okay.
But there will be some delays. So they had to internally sort it out on their back end, and that HDB have to remove the 2 daughters' name.
Okay.
So luckily my submission date was 45 days. So just nice, HDB took 45 days to change.
Okay.
Yeah, but my OTP 3 names, you see.
Yeah.
So then after that, they said that they pointed the finger to the previous lawyer that handled the case for the transfer. But the law firm has already destroyed all the files lah, because it's been more than 7 years.
Yes.
So there were no paperwork to refer back to. So what the HDB did was just to rely on SLA lah. To this, because I think SLA has the higher power at the end of the day. So said that to remove the 2 daughters to input the mother as the sole owner.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, mother, we managed to that. So completion will be soon. Then 2 daughters' name have to remove, right?
Yeah.
So what they told me to do is just that the OTP just cancel and countersign. That's it.
Oh, okay. So the OTP just.
They just tell me to strike off,
Okay.
and then get all the seller buyers to sign, and then submit to them and all that, and then the title deed and all that. So yeah, it was pretty interesting lah, because I was like, I also never come across this kind of case before. So and most of my leaders also never, because normally as agents we only rely on the HDB information. Whatever that's listed there in the intent to sell is what we refer to lah. How many owners, right? So how would we know that sekali not accurate lah? That means what, we need to refer back to the title deed. Is it? So yeah, so it's just something that we have to ponder on lah, just to be sure. Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, you only get the title deed after you have finished paying for the house, right?
Correct. But right now, currently, the practice is HDB will keep the title deed for you. You can choose for them because of cases where they keep losing title deeds.
Correct.
Yeah. Because this title deed, you can use it as a collateral to get loans and all that, you see. So they want to prevent people from losing the title deed lah. So now HDB keep it.
So I think the previous time you mentioned about the OTP phase and then the exercise phase. Submission phase, right?
Then completion.
So for this case, which stage were they at?
When I first found out, it was still at the OTP phase.
Okay.
Yeah, it was already OTP, but I did notify the buyers about what are the challenges that that we are facing, and if they want to back out, they said no, they're not going to back out, and it's not their problem in the first place. So,
and in the event that you were not aware about this issue with the title deed, and then the OTP still proceeds, right? What will happen? Do you know?
I think somewhere upon when we did the submission, right? HDB legal team have to check all the
Yes.
documents to see whether they want I think it will be stuck at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it will delay the completion further. So I managed to catch it at the start.
Okay.
So luckily lah, thankfully.
Okay. And in the event these kind of things happen, certain things that HDB found out, and then the completion will be delayed. I'm sure it will affect like perhaps the buyer and everything,
Yeah, I'm
right?
sure.
Because some people they may
They are also selling
yeah,
and buying it depending on the
yeah,
extension
correct.
and all that.
So if that's the case, like something happens and then what is it called? Like the buyer have to delay everything, and then because my understanding is if you want extension and everything, it will all affect, right?
Yes.
So what happens to the buyer? Will the buyer
They
tend
have to
back
probably
out?
if they are not backing out, we all have to come down to an agreement because some things we really cannot control. Because if the delay is not from the seller itself or my client, the delay is from the from HDB, then there's really nothing much that we can do because we really have no control over such situations. The timeline is all we follow them in that sense. So if the buyer have no place to stay, then they really have to source to rent or something Yeah, really this one cannot control.
It can be a challenge, because you want to rent short term also. It's not really
Yeah,
easy.
it's not legal for to rent HDB for minimally 6 months, right? So a bit
Wow, complicated this kind of thing.
very it can get really complicated. Yeah.
But I mean, this case going to be completion soon
Soon, inshallah. So hopefully all okay lah.
And at this point, I think they resolved the matter already, right?
Yeah, because can complete already. That means legal team, both side and SLE already sort out their issues. Because the original the lease is already issued by the lawyer with the the single name the sole owner.
Okay. Ken, very interesting story. If you guys have any further questions or any property inquiries, don't hesitate to contact Wanti and also Farhan, Team PSF. Wanti, the number again.
87616867.
Okay. So see you guys in the next one.